All right, bass players, we're going to take a look at a kind of an electro pop kind of song today called Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz. I'm sure you already know it. If you don't know the story of Gorillaz, it's a great story. Check it out. It involves the brains behind the band Blur, Damon Albarn, and that's pretty good. Pretty talented guy. So this song is played at quite a clip. I looked it up, and it's at 139 beats per minute. So if you get a chance, go to YouTube and write in 139 space BPM, beats per minute, and then listen to that, and you'll hear how fast the beat is, and you'll know from the song as well. The song, just so you know, is recorded a half step down, which means if you want to play along with the song, you have two options. You either retune your bass guitar down a half a step, so the strings are no longer E, A, D, G, they are D sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and F sharp, and then you can just play along as I'm going to show you with the song. However, I'll show you a second alternate way to play it that doesn't involve retuning your bass. Just have to, once you've learned it, you'll be able to move it pretty quick. Okay, so if you've heard this song before, it's got a great subtle bass line going on throughout it all. It can happen in a number of places. So if you ever look up this tab, you'll see, oh, that's how they play it, that's how we play it, whatever. But the tab that I have plays it on almost exclusively the first 3 frets. And so even though it plays on the first 3 frets, we never hit the first fret. So I'm going to use my first 2 fingers, but I'm going to move them up so that my index finger is always going to hit the 2nd fret, my middle finger is always going to hit the 3rd fret. So we have a kind of like 2 parts to this bass line to learn. We've got an open string. You can hear it here. It's E, E, F sharp, G, and then it moves up to the 2nd fret. So open, 2, 3, 3, 2, and hold that 2. That's the first part. And then the second part is to start off on the open 2nd string. So I go open, 2, 3, 3 on the low E string, open. Here, I'll show you from the side here so you can see my fingers. You'll be able to see that tab pretty easily where the open strings and the 2nd strings are. It's not a very difficult bass line. Now every kind of 4th time, so we go through it, call that 2, or it happens, call that 1 full cycle. On the 2nd full cycle, it ends instead of and just waiting to start again. It goes, you do this slide, and you can do the slide all the way up to the 12th fret on the low E string, or the same note can be found on the 7th fret of the A string, which means you're now closer to getting back to where you're starting. So if you take a look, the 2nd time around, that's the slide back into the regular. And I slid all the way to the 12th fret. You're sliding up to the E note, by the way, which is the note that's the open E that's starting this. Okay, so that's the first part. If you hear the beats per minute, which I have ready to go here, you'll hear how fast it is, and I hope this works here. Accidentally turned it off there, but here we go. The only other part in the song that we're going to take a look at is after a verse, there's a 2-bar, very quick little. And I go 7, 5. I'm on the A string. 7, 5, 7, 3, open. And then there's a couple more open notes in there. That only happens after the end of a verse. And you'll see that on page 2 of the PDF. Not difficult. 7, 5, 7, and I slide on my third open. And that only happens after the verse there. So that's how to play it kind of in an open position if you'd retuned your bass. Now, if you want to play this along with the song but not retune your bass, it's pretty straightforward. Your first note was an E. Well, I can't make it any lower. I need to get to a D sharp, and that can be found on the second string, sorry, the A string, not the second string, on the 6th fret. So if I were to play it here, it's going to sound overall an octave higher, but you'll be able to play along with the song. Oops. So I'm playing the whole thing, pretending that this right here on the 6th fret between the A and D strings is like the nut. Open, open, 2, 3, 3, 2, open, open, 3, 2, 3, open. And when you want to slide on the D string, you can slide up to the 13th fret. Play around with it. You can play it by yourself. It's a great little bass line just to sit around. Just to play around, a lot of fun. So, and if you don't know that band or that song, go check out another one by them, Clint Eastwood, another little fun little bass line to play around with. And the history of the band and the art is pretty awesome. Okay, take care. Message me on EDSBY if you have any questions at all, and have a good week.